All right. Shalom Akim. First and foremost, as always, I want to give all the praises, honor, and the glory unto Yahawah, Bahashim, Yahawashai, Bahashim, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and unto the elders, a great millstone, GMS who tell me this truth. Honors to the brethren in the Akim, that's pushing out this truth with all sincerity and in faith. And to Wadi Yahawah, Bashim, Yahawashai, for allowing me once again to come back with another lesson. And the title of this lesson is simply going to be, Let His Blood Be Upon Us. And this was a lesson, that came to mind. I'm honestly trying to remember the brother who said it. I believe it was the brother elder, the elder out there, will call. I could be mistaken, but I know some brother. I wish I would have remembered, but it's okay. If it comes to my mind, I'll mention it throughout this lesson. But I remember a brother speaking about how, like, there's certain things, like when you read the scriptures, when you read about how great our people are, and how our power is, and what He's done for His people. But I remember a brother, he mentioned how about, like, sometimes you read and, like, there's certain things that strike you and hit you, and you can become a little teary-eyed, sometimes makes you want to cry. And one of the things, and this is probably the top of the list, but this one thing which I'm about to mention is the thing that gets me to tear the most, and it is what our people and what was done to our Lord Yahawashi, and the things in which our Lord had to endure. Because when you read of what our Lord had to go through, and what a challenge and opposition that was presented in front of Him, it makes me, and I've done it before, I won't do it now. Maybe after. But it gets you to cry, because here it is. This is our Lord, man. This is the Hamashiach. This is Yahawashi. And when you read of what they did to our Lord, man, it gets you. And it makes you look at the wicked of our people, you wicked niggas. And when I say you niggas, I'm talking about you Puerto Rican niggas, all right, you Mexican niggas, all right, you Dominican niggas, all right, you Native American niggas, all the niggas of our tribes. It makes me look at you and makes me want to really lay hands on you sometimes, and the which I don't, but that's just the spirit that hops up on me whenever I read certain of these precepts and certain of the Gospels, because that's what you read about, what our Lord, His sufferings and what He went through. You read about those mainly in the Gospels, and one of the main Gospels that come to my mind is the book of Matthew, the 27th chapter. And matter of fact, before we grab that, let's grab the beginning, or the where it all started, so to speak, of what I'm going to go into. This is the book of Matthew 26, and I will start at, I know it's around 57, but we're going to start at 50. Or 52? Yeah. This is the book of Matthew. Man, matter of fact, it's actually up above. Matthew 26 and 47, and while he yet spake, lo, Judas, one of the 12, and with him a great multitude with swords and staves, and the chief of the priests and the elders of the people. Now he that betrayed him gave him a sign, saying, Whomsoever I shall kiss, the same is he, hold him fast. And this is when Judas Iscariot betrayed our Lord with that kiss. And forthwith he came to Yahawashi and said, Hail, Master, and kissed him. And Yahawashi said unto him, Friend, wherefore art thou come? Then came they and laid hands on Yahawashi and took him. Laid hands on Yahawashi are these gremlins, are these individuals, the wicked of our people. Because it is our people, the ones that gave our Lord up, the ones that encouraged the Romans to put him to death for without a cause. Then it says, Then came they and laid hands on Yahawashi and took him. And behold, one of them which were with Yahawashi stretched out his hand, which that one is Peter, which was our King David, and drew his sword and struck a servant of the high priest and smote off his ear. So they smote the high priest. Peter was nice. He was really, really nice with that sword, all right? And that's the spirit, because Peter, Peter's David, and David, he was good with everything. He pieced a nigga up quick, And it says, verse 52, Then said Yahawashi unto him, Put up again thy sword unto his place, for all they that take the sword shall perish with the sword. And that's why the Lord told Peter. And that's the same way how you goddamn devils was going to fall, by that sword. All right? By the sword. Then verse 53, it says, Thinkest thou that I cannot now pray to my Father, and he present me of more, and he shall presently give me more than 12 legions, okay? And Yahawashi had that power to really fuck them Romans up, man. If he wanted to, if that was the time, Yahawashi, he would be the one. He had that spiritual power to light the fire on their ass, man. But it wasn't that time. But verse 54 says, But how then shall the scriptures be fulfilled, that thus it must be? Because the scriptures must be fulfilled, the prophecies. And in the same hour said Yahawashi to the multitudes, Are you come out against me are ye come out as a thief with swords and staffs for to take me? I sat daily with you in the temple. I sat daily with you teaching in the temple. On me. And see, that's another thing. I always encourage brothers, if it be in thy spirit, be daily, as much as that lieth in you, man. Because our Lord Yahawashi was daily. Certain individuals, such as the Apostle Paul, he was daily. Meaning non-stop, always in the scriptures, always watching. And that's what we should do. Always watch, always read, always want to learn, and increase in the knowledge of the Yahawashi. Because that's what it's about. You don't want to be all stuck in one place. You don't want to just be, you don't want to get to a point and be like, okay, I'm content with where I am. I'm okay with that. No, in this faith, you want to, your spirit, your mind should be, or should have the ambition and this ruthless ambition to be, to take it higher, to go to the next step in knowledge. Because there's levels to this, man. Just like in, you got my man, I just seen it just now. You got my man, Javante Davis. He's fighting Frank Martin coming next month around that time. And I believe Tank's going to win. But you got my man, Saul Canelo Alvarez fighting today. And there's levels. You always hear that in almost every sport, whether it be football, baseball, basketball, okay, basketball, boxing, UFC. There's levels to that game, to all those games. That's why you have a thing like in the NBA, you have the thing called the All-Stars. Not everybody gets to go to the All-Stars, man. Not every player gets to, okay, hey, this is the years come where so and so. Hey, you've been on the bench majority of the season, but hey, you get to participate in the All-Star game. That's not how this thing works. The All-Stars play at the All-Star game because they're levels above the rest of the league. And that's how you should be in this faith, wanting to take it, because you got, hey, there's certain brothers in this faith that are on a different level than certain other brothers. Like the brother that's been in this faith for 10 years, I would hope has more wisdom, has more knowledge and understanding of the scriptures than a man that's been in the truth for only about six months to a year or two. You know what I mean? There's levels to this, and you want to work your way up. You want to get to the highest level as possible in wisdom and knowledge and understanding in this faith. Okay. Now it says, verse 56, but all this was done that the scriptures of the prophets may be fulfilled. Then all the disciples forsook him and fled. Then they that had laid hold on Yahawashi led him away to Caiaphas, brutally, Salakia, the high priest, where the scribes and the elders were assembled. But Peter followed afar off unto the high priest's palace, and went in and sat with the circle when our Lord was murdered. You know, to assault false witness against to put him to death, but found none. Yea, though many false witnesses came, yet found they none. And it says, and after that last came two false witnesses, and said, this fellow said, I am able to destroy the temple of the Most High, and to build it in 3 days. Then the high priest arose and said unto him, answerest thou nothing? What is it which, it says, what is it which these witnesses, what is it which these witness against thee? But Yahawashi adjure thee by the living power, that thou tell us whether thou be the Hamashiach, the Son of the Most High. And Yahawashi said unto him, thou hast said, nevertheless I say unto you, hereafter shall ye see the Son of Man sitting on the right hand of power, and coming in the clouds of heaven. And that's how Yahawashi is coming, in the clouds and with power, baby. Okay? And the high priest rent his clothes, saying, he has spoken blasphemy. What further need we of witnesses? Behold, now they have heard his blasphemy. What think ye? And they answered and said, he is guilty of death. Then did they spit in his face and puffed him, and others smote him with the palms of their hands. And this is what befell our Lord. Alright, the Son of God, the Son of the Most High Yahawah, the first spirit that was ever created. They spit in his face and they puffed him and they smote him, meaning they hit him, smack him, punch him, all right, with the palms of their hands, man. That is what befell the first spirit that was ever created. Full on, nothing but pure disrespect, man. And you think that the ones that did that, you think that they just gonna go right off in the sunset like it's some motherfucking John Wayne movie? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You know, and then I read this, man, it's like these motherfuckers, they really spit in the Lord's face, man. And I ain't talking about no just regular, you know, no, I'm talking about the ones you hawk up, man. You know, that's the kind of spitting in the face they was doing to our Lord, man. And you play it out in your mind because, hey, us brothers, we're visionaries, man. You know, we got an imagination. And I'll tell you, brothers, the truth. When I first got into this faith, man, I'll tell you, and I've always been like that when I was growing up. My grandma, she was always on me about, hey, you need to get your reading together. You need to learn to read well and read good and write well. You know, that's what she always used to stress on me about. But I hated reading. The only time you'd ever find me reading something, pictures in it. You know, because as growing up as a child, I didn't really have that. I didn't have a good imagination. You know, I remember I was grabbing my grandma's book. She used to read a lot all the time, and she'd read her chapter books. And I remember one day I grabbed one of her books, and I'm just going through it page by page, you know. And I'm like, I asked my grandma, where are the pictures? I was like, how could you read this? There's no pictures. And she was like, you got to envision it. You got to imagine it in your mind. Read what you're reading, and then play it out in your head. And me coming into this faith, I mastered that 100% because I didn't have that before. But you know, when you're reading of the book of Exodus, you're reading of the the book of Genesis, and how things came about, the sun, the moon, the stars, the waters, the earth, so on and so forth. You picture, you imagine this stuff in your mind, and that's what I've done. But you can imagine them spitting and puffing and smacking and punching Yahawashi, man. That gives me very upset at times, But see, but it's okay, because guess what? They're gonna get their recompense. The Most High, Yahweh's gonna send His Son Yahawashi to recompense them of all that which they've done. Hey, the scriptures say that every eye shall see Him, and they also which pierced Him. And we know that's the Romans that pierced Him, but you wicked niggas that gave our Lord Yahawashi up to the Romans and encouraged them to do such, because even Pontius Pilate, he had somewhat of a good head on his shoulders. He actually was trying to get Yahawashi out of it. He was all like, what shall we do with Yahawashi? Okay, I gave up Barabbas. Why do you want me to kill him? Well, what has he done? And then they didn't even say anything. They started to tumult. A riot was about to break out. That was like a world star moment, so to speak. You know what I mean? That was like a world star moment at that time, in that moment. And Pontius Pilate, please, do what you want to this man. Just let his blood be up off my hands, And that was the Edomite, Well, honestly, when you read that Pontius Pilate, I don't really find myself. For me, I don't think any devil's gonna be like, hey, well, what about this guy? He didn't do anything. Why do you want me to kill him? Because Esau, he is wicked as it is. But we know at that time, you had Jake coming up, and you had Jake in that system as well. The Apostle Paul, he's a great prime example, because he was a Roman, but he wasn't a Roman. He was a Roman citizen, but he was an Israelite. So you gotta, think about it. Hey, you probably had some Jakes that had some high positions in that time. Not many, but few. I'm sure there was some. Not saying that Pontius was a Jake or anything, but for him to have mercy and compassion at that level is very eye-opening, But nevertheless, even that devil, he had a somewhat of a good head. He didn't have too many screws fucking missing, But it says, verse 68, saying, prophesy unto us, thou Hamashiach, who is he that smote thee? Could you imagine? Here it is, you get smacked by somebody, and then that person, you obviously see who it was. You know who hit you. You ain't got a question, was that you, or was that you, nigga? No. You could just, right off the bat. Hey, man, you get smacked by somebody, and then the person that smacked you says, hey, bro, who hit you, bro? Who did that? That's real, makes you want to makes you want to hurt somebody, if that happened, hey, man, you be pissed, man. And hey, he showed a level of patience, because at any moment, the next kick to his ass, he would have lost it. Hey, nigga, he wouldn't have, but at that, hey, any other person, they would have lost it. And that's why, hey, Yahawashi, his position, what he do, no other man could have successfully, got that knocked out. Like I did some yard work today, the weeds out my yard and whatever, and I was just like, okay, let me get up early and me knock this shit out real quick. You know what I mean? And that's what he did. Whatever he was set to do, he knocked that out. He did it all. He got it all done. And he said it himself. Before he gave up the ghost, he said, what? It is done. I did it all. I did everything. There was nothing that he came down to do that he didn't do. He fulfilled everything. All right? But it says, without in the palace, and the damsel came unto him, saying, Thou also was with Yahawashi of Galilee, but he denied before them, saying, I know not what thou sayest. And it says, and when he was gone out unto the porch, another maid saw him and said unto him, where that it says, were there. This fellow was with Yahawashi of Nazareth. And again he denied with an oath, I do not know the man. And after a while came unto him, they came, Salaki, it says, and after a while came unto him they that stood by and said unto Peter, surely thou art one of them, for thou speech bewareth thee. And it says, and then began he to curse and to say and to swear, saying, I know not the man. And immediately the cock crowed, and Peter remembered the word of Yahawashi, which said unto him before the cock crow, thou shalt deny me thrice. And he went out and wept bitterly. See, and that's what our Lord had to suffer, or not our Lord, but, Peter, he had that happen to him, which that doesn't make Peter wicked, because Yahawashi done already told him, like, that you gonna have to do that. That was prophecy. That was like one of Yahawashi's last prophecies, that Peter was going to deny him, because Peter didn't do it then in advance. Like, you gonna do this, not now, but somewhere along down the road soon. But this is what I befell our Lord Yahawashi. And matter of fact, I'm gonna wrap it up here through the Spirit, but I wanted to grab this because, see, that's what they did to our Lord, man. They did that to our Lord. They really disrespected him. And I'm trying to see where it says right there, got it. Because before Yahawashi was sentenced unto the death, this is what Pontius Pilate said, and this was what's going to happen to you Israelites. Those you wicked ass Israelites that was back then. Matthew 27:24, when Pilate saw that he could not prevail nothing, but that rather a tumult was made, he took water and washed his hands before the multitude, saying, I know not, it says, I am innocent of the blood of this just man. See ye to it. Then answered all the people and said, his blood be on us and our children. And they came back as their children's children. So, hey, the scriptures talk about asking you shall receive. Well, guess what, nigga? The blood that you shed, hey, that blood's going to be upon you, man. And you're going to pay for it in this life, okay? This generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled. And you wicked ass Jakes that was back then, you wicked then, you wicked now, and you came back just to get your judgment now. All right. Hey, so you want the blood to be upon you and your children? Hey, you got it. You got it, my man. You're going to get it. And that's what's going to happen. But, that was just something that was on my spirit. Let his blood be upon us. You want that? You ask for it. You're going to get it, man. Hey, the Lord is not slack concerning his promise, baby. So you wicked Israelites, you're going to get it, man. Best believe it. Okay? But I'm going to go ahead and end it here. I pray this lesson was edifying, exhorting, and comforting. And as always, I want to give all praises, honor, and the glory unto Yahawah, Ba'ashem Yahawashi, Ba'ashem Rakak Kodesh. Double honors to the apostles and to the elders of Great Millstone. GMS will tell me this truth. And it's on to the next one, Akim.